Hi Clubbies, welcome to the Magic Queendom. Mickey here.
I reppin' 5 food. I reppin' 5 food. I reppin' 5 food.
If it's your first time coming to the Magic Queendom, hit that subscribe button and become a part of the clubhouse. Okay, Clubbies, we're here today with the beautiful Miss Candy. We're going to do an interview with Miss Candy, hear her story, where she come from, and everything. I don't want to hold you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I'm going to turn this camera over to Miss Candy. What's your name, age, and where you're from, and do you have any kids?
My name's Candy, and I'm 41 years old, almost 42, and I grew up in Gretna, from New Orleans, and I don't have any kids.
Okay. Did you grow up in a two-parent household?
Does foster care count?
Yeah.
And yes, at that time, yes.
So both your mother and your father was in the household with you?
Foster parents.
Foster
yes.
parents.
Yeah.
So what age did you go into foster care?
The foster mom says 5 months, but the records in the family, the biological family, say 6 months old.
6 months old?
Yeah.
So how was your childhood growing up?
Well, I wish I could say great, but far from it.
So explain it to me. How was it?
Basically,
What made it not so great?
well, the former foster mom, she abused us and put us in a cult, a new age cult, and she manipulated for me and my twin sister to not get along, and when we were in the foster care system, you know, they constantly had us, you know, seeing a psychiatrist, taking medication. We had all these so-called medical issues, always sick growing up and stuff like that.
So you and your twin sister, y'all grew up in the same foster home?
Yes.
Okay. And when you say cult, can you elaborate a little more?
It was a false religion.
Okay.
It was called Institute of Divine Metaphysical Research. And my twin sister, unfortunately, still is in the cult, but I got out of the cult.
Okay, so how did you get out? Was it something you had to do? Or you just stopped going? Or?
I quit going and I researched the truth.
Okay, that's good. Are your parents still living?
The biological parents are both deceased, but as far as I know, I think the foster mom's still alive. The foster dad died when we were 9 years old, but then we had a foster stepdad, and I'm assuming he's still alive.
So what age did you leave your foster parent?
Excuse me. Well, I went to college at 18, but I finally got my first apartment. I was already 20 years old.
Mm-hmm. Did you go to college in New Orleans area?
New Orleans and a few other different cities.
Because that was my next question. Did you,
yes.
Graduate from high school and everything? So you went to college. That's great. Have you ever worked before? And if so, where and how long?
I don't have a lot of work experience, but it was like spotty. And last job I worked was Piccadilly last year, and it only lasted like a couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what you majored in when you went to college?
Spanish. I should be fluent, but I'm not because of my situation.
Everything they putting you through?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So tell me a story on how you became homeless.
Well, I've been homeless off and on throughout the years, but then maybe I might have been homeless like for a couple of months or a few months or maybe a few days, but I've been mostly chronically homeless. This is the longest I've been homeless, with since July 2018, July 31st. That's when I ended up being chronically homeless. But I've had moments where 2023, for 1 month, I had my own apartment, and that group caused me to be back homeless again.
Really?
Yes.
What happened? They found you again?
Well, not the IDMR cult, but the Satan worshiping Freemason cult, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what they did to cause you to go back homeless?
When they would make a lot of noise and harass me and take away my peace, and also when I would defend myself or try to protest to get some peace, they would threaten my life, and I was running for my life basically everywhere I live at, they try to run me out of my own apartment. If I try to get a job, they run me off the job. They won't let me have a job, or they won't let me have housing, or I'm not allowed to stay anywhere for long before they run me out.
Wow, that's so sad.
Yeah.
So are you on any type of drugs? If so, what kind? How long? Or any type of drugs activities?
No drugs at all.
No drugs?
And no smoking, no cigarettes, no vaping, no alcohol, none of that.
Have you ever used drugs in the past?
Not really, no.
No. So when you did, like, what was it?
Maybe just like a cigarette.
Cigarette.
Does that count? And
Yeah, because that's a nicotine. Yeah.
But maybe in, I had
Do you
alcohol
drink?
a couple of times in my life, in my adulthood life, but not really.
Okay.
I don't drink, but I had a couple of times,
Like the cigarettes and stuff. So what made you stop smoking the cigarettes and everything?
I hate the smell of it, but I just did like a time or two, a couple of times, but I hate it. Yeah.
Okay, so do you have any regrets in life?
Do I have any regrets in life? I regret going to college.
Why? Let me know why.
Because if I would have known then what I know now, I would have never gone and would have never had to worry about dealing with being in high financial debt and all that. If I would have known that, for me to waste my time going to college just to end up in this predicament, I would have never gone. Oh, people made it like as if you go to college, or you guaranteed to always get a good job and this and that. Oh, it was a total lie.
So what you're stuck with no job. You went to college and now you have debt.
Yeah.
And still not using your degree with what you went to school for.
Yes.
Okay, so that's the only regret going to college.
That's like the major regret, but another regret is trying to reunite with the biological family. They're no less abusive than the foster family.
So when you made contact with your family, your biological family, how was it?
It's like they had a lot of similarities with the foster family and the foster mom's abuse. And it was still traumatic, and I'm not allowed to go around the biological family at all, as if I'm permanently banned from the family forever.
So that's you and your sister, or just you?
Just me.
Wow, that's so sad.
Yeah.
So where do you see yourself in 6 months?
Where do I see myself in 6 months? I don't know. Well, if I've been in this situation for this long, I don't know if there will be much improvement, but I hope that since I'm a self-published author, I don't get much recognition.
Let us know about it.
I have a few, like at least 10 self-published ebooks on Amazon.
Really?
They don't get much recognition, but the jealous stalking cult, they make fake bad reviews on all my ebooks on purpose to deter people from wanting to support me. But behind closed doors, there are people tell me that I'm a very talented and good writer.
You are, because when you emailed me back, I'm like, wow, she has a brilliant mind. Tell us the name of your books and what you say we can find them on Amazon, because trust me, the supporters are going to support and help you out.
So my name is Candy, Candy Grandpre, Grandpre, and like I talk about I have an ebook about my homeless situation. I have an ebook about my foster care situation, mental health situation, my targeting situation, and some also about compilation of some of my fiction short stories that I write. Since I grew up in a cult, I'm glad I got out. I'm working on fiction short story series that's kind of funny, but kind of a little traumatizing too. But
that's where you find your peace there.
Yeah.
Writing.
Yes. And I didn't know I had. Well, a lot of people tell me that I have that gift. I didn't know that until 2020 when that thing happened, you know, where people had to have the lockdowns. I can't say that word. But, yeah, that's when I started working on my fiction short stories and ebooks and stuff. And I also tried to do a cookbook, but
you're not a cook.
I'm not the best cook. But when I had access to a place to live, when I had access to a place to live and access to cooking, you know, I was surprised that it took a little while to get back on it. But if there's an opportunity for me to cook again, I would like to perfect more recipes and, you know, cook more. And also I have a web page called Ko-fi.
Spell it for me.
ko-fi.net. And that's my short stories on there. And I also have a blog called gangstalkcreoleauthor.blogspot.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's nice. I'm telling you, Candy, baby, you have a brilliant mind. Don't stop. Don't let nobody stop you. Keep going. Keep writing. And trust me, your breakthrough gonna come through.
Thanks so much.
Okay, so what advice would you give to someone that's currently struggling with homelessness?
What advice, excuse me, would I give to someone that's struggling?
And currently, you know, homeless, dealing with homelessness.
Wow. I guess some advice I probably would give is to they're gonna have people that try to stop you from living, pretty much to stop you from surviving, and just as long as it's legal and the right thing to do, as long as you're not hurting anyone, do what you need to, as best as you know how, to try to survive. And don't stop trying to fight to survive, because they will have people who would get jealous of you if someone would help you with a simple $1 hamburger or $1 burrito. They will have a meltdown and like, you're not supposed to have that. Or if you are homeless and if someone that wanted to gift you with something nice, and they will lie and say, oh look, she's a scammer, she's a fraud, whatever. And it's like, are we not allowed to have nice things for once, just because we don't have a roof over our head?
Exactly.
If we're not allowed to have a phone or a nice new pair of shoes, what if someone gifted that to us? You know, and I would just say to stand up to people that try to get in your business, try to destroy your life, you know.
Well, that's some good words and, you know, advice. And it's sad that you have to go through this, but people are just so evil in this world.
Yeah.
So looking back, is there anything you would have done differently?
Anything that I would have done differently to avoid homelessness? Well, in the community of people that's going through the same thing with being ostracized and blacklisted from society, I'm wondering if I would have had more support from people from that group, and if I would have had more support, I'm wondering if that could have prevented me from becoming homeless. Becoming homeless, you know, at that time, you know, because I'm blacklisted from employment. If I would have known that, what was the point of going to college?
So what motivates you to keep going and not giving up?
Well, faith in Jesus Christ, and also fear of going to hell.
That's good.
Yeah. There have been moments where I have, you know, tried to off myself, if you get what I mean. And I didn't realize I would have gone to hell if I would have succeeded. So I'm glad I found out the truth, and that program is to try to manipulate for a person to become homeless or incarcerated or mentally institutionalized or dead.
To drain your energy.
Yeah. So
if anyone, we come to the end of this interview, Candy, I want to thank you for your time. I truly appreciate it. If anyone wants to support you or donate to you or anything, how can they get in touch with you and where can they donate to?
So y'all can either donate or tip to my short stories on the Ko-fi website, ko-fi.net/targeted Creole, TargetedCreole, and my Cash App is Creole Author 825.
Okay, $ Creole Author 825. And I want to thank Miss Candy again for giving me this time to, interview her. She had an amazing story. Clubbies, we came to the end. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Until next time, peace.
Bye, everyone.